Ooh, now you can hear me over on TikTok, on Facebook. Is that correct? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Sorry for this delay, but I got to get this working. I'm not 100% sure. I should have people over. I think we're working. We should be working over on.
Hear me over on TikTok.
There we go. We are good. We can hear. I can hear myself. Everything is perfect now. I had a little bit of glitch. So the B Word conference was very interesting. So it was a 5-hour conference. It was a 5-hour conference, 5-6 hours, 5 different sessions, all different about the back ends of Bitcoin, all the market, a lot of stuff going on in Bitcoin. And one of the main focuses was this conversation between Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk, and Kathy Wood was the other lady's name, and very interesting things to come out of it. Yes, by the way, the eye's getting better, slowly getting better. My black eye is slowly going away. Hopefully that'll be gone in another couple of days. Baseball injury, not a fight, unfortunately. If you have any comments down below over on TikTok or over on YouTube or Facebook, leave them there. We'll get to them during the show. Every day, noon Eastern Standard Time. You can hit the like button down below. I just appreciate it, especially on YouTube. And I think even on TikTok, I think sometimes I think we get shadow banned. TikTok, YouTube, all the big channels don't like crypto shows. So they shadow ban us. But if you hit the like button, if you keep hammering that like button and subscribe, you'll get notified when we're live, and also you'll get notified. It'll let everybody else get notified that we are now live. Okay, what do we want to talk about first? So a few things out of this B Word conference. First things first, we got to hear Elon. We're going to go right to it. Let's go right to this. I'm going to put this live on the screen. This should be live. That's not what I want. Let's go. Here we go. Very first thing. Actually, we're going to talk about Jack Dorsey first. It was very interesting. Jack Dorsey is the CEO a founder of Square and Twitter. And the question was at the very end, what do you want to see for Bitcoin out of the future? And here is Jack Dorsey's response to that.
Jack, what's your hope for Bitcoin?
My hope is that it creates world peace, or helps create world peace. I mean, Elon said it earlier, we have all these monopolies of violence, and the individual doesn't have power. And the amount of cost and distraction that comes from our monetary system today is real, and it takes away attention from the bigger problems. Some of the bigger problems that Elon is trying to solve, like get us to a multi-planetary humanity. All these distractions that we have to deal with on a daily basis take away from those bigger goals that affect every single person on this planet, increasingly so.
So what he's saying is, they were talking about earlier about sending money and the cost of sending money. You want to send $100 to your family overseas. The banking system can take $8, $10, $12, $15, $20 of that money when you're trying to send it. And how much of a distraction. We're calling it a distraction. He's calling it a distraction. But think about this. This is the same thing we deal with in day-to-day life. You hear people block out the distractions, block out all the noise that you hear in your day-to-day life, and allow yourself to focus on what matters. Allow yourself to focus on your family. Allow yourself to focus on your business and your life and your cryptocurrency investments. Stop focusing on all the bullshit, the noise that you hear outside. And that's what really Jack Dorsey's talking about, the future of Bitcoin, eliminating the noise of the banking system, eliminating the noise of the markets out there that are interfering with us doing great things for society and for ourselves as a whole. So that was an interesting thing. What did we get out of Elon? Elon's best line of the show. Wait for it. The best line for Elon, and really what came out of it. Listen to this.
Sort of, I might pump, but I don't dump.
Elon was talking about his investment. So he owns, the only thing he owns other than Tesla and SpaceX in a public way is Bitcoin, pretty much. And he says to a smaller degree, Ethereum and Dogecoin. But Bitcoin is his really own personal investment outside of the two things he owns, which is Tesla and SpaceX. But his comment was, he goes, I may pump, but I don't dump. So everybody talking about him trying to run up the cost of the price of Doge. And you can see in this picture, by the way, if you look, Jack Dorsey smiling away in the bottom corner. He's laughing when Elon says this, that he says, I may pump, but I don't dump. It was kind of interesting. And then one other thing coming out of Bitcoin, out of Elon, Tesla likely to resume accepting Bitcoin once he's confirmed that most of the transactions most of the revenue is being generated through green energy. Most of the transactions are using green energy. So that's super important. They're going to start accepting Bitcoin again shortly. Funny thing is when they said they were going to stop accepting Bitcoin, that crushed the markets. When he says they're going to start accepting Bitcoin, not so much. We'll see. Whatever. Maybe we'll. Maybe we're interested. Maybe we're not interested. Okay, let's get right to it. The markets today, we got a lot of things to talk about. Bitcoin is up 32,505, holding up strong, up another 1.5 today. Ethereum has just in the past few minutes pushed up over 2,000. That looking really, really good. Matic up in the corner here, up another 4% after a huge day yesterday for Matic. So what else do we want to talk about? I'm just trying to think what else. We've got a ton of things here. So here's some interesting news here's an interesting one. 0 to 60. This is, I think we're going to see this coming up, and you can look at this moving forward. Here's a coin, Karma. Coin you've never heard of, I've never heard of, none of us have ever heard of. Up 6,000%. It's been dormant for a few years now, lost 99.9% of its value. One of the ICOs from the old days, 2017, 2018. It's up now 6,000%. But so it's actually got an article about it in Cointelegraph. There's an article about it. It's an old social media project, up 6,300%. Let's take a little further look at it. Yeah, so actually, here, let me go back to this. Here's the overview. This is the weird part. This coin, and this is what we've seen, this coin is trading at a number I can't pronounce, right? It's 0.00, so it's a little bit more than half a penny this is trading at. But look at this market cap, fully diluted market. Let's go to the regular market. $42 million market cap. Hasn't traded. So what moved it up? Let's see what moved this up. Look at this chart. Let's see what moved this up. This is comical. It's up 6,000%, and I think you're going to start seeing more of these. I think what's going to happen is a lot of these old investments, these old ICOs, why should I turn around? I'm not a tech, right? But I'm a pump and dump guy. I'm not a pump and dump guy. I'm not. But there are guys out there, and why wouldn't they just find old ICOs, old initial coin offerings that have the funny part is Karma hasn't traded. The movement, by the way, look at this. Can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see this up here in this top corner over here where I'm circling? The volume in the last 24 hours was $187. $187 moved this coin up over 6,000% on a $42 million market cap. The coin doesn't trade, but I think you're going to start seeing a lot of this. You're going to start seeing a lot of these old ICOs because guys are going to say, hey, wait a second, this is already out there. There's distribution. If anybody that owns this sees that this thing is out there, people are going to say, wait a second, my coin's starting to make money. These coins are out there already at a very, very low price, a very, very low market cap for a huge. This is already listed. Karma's been around for years. It's on 5,700 watch list. So it's ranked 432. It's actually not 431. It's not actually true. It's ranked a lot higher. If everybody over on YouTube can give me a like and Facebook a follow, please. But all the big networks, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, like to shadow ban a lot of these shows, so we don't get distribution when we go live. And we need to have all of our followers sit there and hit that like button. Let the YouTube know. Let TikTok know you're here. Send me a flower. Let's TikTok know you're there. And then we'll get better distribution, and more of our fans, our followers, will be able to come on. We'll get to looking at ETH shortly. Decoupling, a big thing to talk about. Decoupling. Oh, by the way, this Karma, and I'm not pushing Karma. I have no interest in Karma. I've never looked at it. I've never heard of it. Don't buy it. I'm talking about the oddity that this coin went up 6,000% in literally and on $200 in volume. Probably a little bit more than that over the past couple of days, but it went up an enormous amount. There's a $42 million coin, and nobody has anything to do with it anymore. It's just basically $42 million completely abandoned in the market. It's kind of crazy to see that there's $42 million sitting out there that nobody has any interest in. So interesting stuff. And the website, by the way, is out. Decoupling, Ethereum 2.0. Anybody, and I love this concept on Ethereum. The Ethereum proof of stake, known as ETH 2.0, the IP proposal 1559, is once this comes out, Ethereum basically becomes deflationary because we'll be burning Ethereum on an ongoing basis. Ethereum will be burnt. The coins will actually be, so it'll be a deflationary token over time. And now the question is, do we start to decouple because it can trade differently based off of the market supply? So do we decouple from Bitcoin? Does Ethereum have to wait for Bitcoin to move once we get into this Ethereum 2.0? Very interesting thought that we get to decouple. Now remember, I've said this for a while, 12 to 24 months, Ethereum flips Bitcoin. Mark it now, Ethereum flips Bitcoin 12 to 24 months from now. Really, I think that's the direction we're going to go. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Oh, this is wonderful. U.S. lawmakers don't want, so the next Olympics is up in Beijing in 2022. Obviously, we've had a delay in this one. And the Chinese government is discussing whether they're going to allow athletes to use the digital yuan. And do we use the digital yuan? Do we allow the athletes to use the digital yuan or not? And I'm going back because I just saw a question. I have to answer the question. In market cap, I can't see the name. I'm sorry, it's very small right now. In market cap, I was referring to Ethereum in market cap. But let me get back to digital yuan. We'll take a deeper dive into Ethereum in a little bit. So digital yuan, and one of our wonderful Congress people, there are three of them, are actually pushing to have them not, encouraging our users not to use the digital yuan. Of course, Marsha Blackburn, you can see this Reddit post, was one of those that is trying to increase the crypto as a gateway for cybercrime. By the way, cybercrime was one of the segments on the B word. It was one of the very first tracks comparing cybercrime, the money used in cybercrime versus the money used everywhere for all crimes. It's a fraction. It's just a tiny fraction. But you have congressmen like Senator Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee, who is saying crypto is the gateway. It's like I guess crypto's a gateway drug. I don't know. It's a gateway drug to cybercrime, and that's obviously very much not true. And China pushing forward, and of course she wants the senators want crypto to be blocked and protected and outlawed and governed and whatever. China's moving forward. They're moving forward with using crypto for insurance, for payments, for lotteries. They're moving forward getting crypto into more and more spaces, pushing the digital yuan into more and more spaces for their people, for the Chinese people. I think it's great what China's doing. China's not the only country. Realize this. China's working right now with the digital yuan in a small way, but they're going to explode this. Israel has tested the digital shekel already. These countries are going to start using this more and more, and we've got senators and congressmen that are sitting there going, well, we don't really understand this, so we should probably regulate it. So that's going to be an issue for us moving forward. Yes, a ton of FUD. There's a lot of things going on. People want to know more about it, and I understand that, and I get that, but really just to block things out now is ridiculous. Ripple. So where are we with Ripple? Is the settlement inevitable? I've started to look a lot more into Ripple. I will tell you, I've said this over and over again. I've stayed away from Ripple simply because the fact that there's a lawsuit overhanging it. I believe that we're probably coming down to some sort of end to that lawsuit, and I've started to get a little bit more involved and started to do a little bit more research on Ripple so I can have an intelligent opinion, not just go buy, don't buy. I don't like doing that. I want to know a little bit more about it, but it does seem that this is a kind of a comical lawsuit almost. I don't want to say comical, that's not the right word to use, but kind of not an interesting lawsuit that they're claiming that Ripple is a security, but because Ethereum and Bitcoin are decentralized, they're not securities. And the lawsuit was actually filed by I forgot the gentleman's name, but it was on his way out. Jay Clayton, I think, brought the case a day before he left office. Leaving office, here's a lawsuit. See everybody, peace out. Wonderful. Another great use of congressional dollars. So let's keep going. Let's get back into the markets. Bitcoin 32,505, ETH 2034. What else do we have today? We have a lot of good, strong. Now, I'm going to tell you, what you're seeing in the markets today is definitely a function of there's half of this. There's a lot of short-term trading and a lot of some really good-looking short-term trading patterns, and also some really positive, but not completely positive, long-term trading patterns that we have not quite broken through to push towards the bullish side. Now, I said this, I did a TikTok earlier today. The number one most important thing that we need to see out of Bitcoin to really see whether we're going to start changing is volume. Volume is the number one indicator. It is guaranteed to be the number one indicator to tell you whether we have hit the bottom. If not, if we don't get huge volume coming in at these levels, we're going to just simply roll over. You can see where I've drawn this, and I've left this line here. By the way, I've moved this line a few times. It was all the way over here, it's all over here, and I still think that line's relevant. It's not an exact science, but it is retesting this downward trend line, which we have. And all these coins, you can see over and over again, these coins having downward trend lines. This is, where are we now? Are we bottoming out? Yeah, we are. I think we are digesting all the FUD. I think we're digesting all the news. I think we're waiting for some sort of move. I think all this buying, all this volume right here is all this volume down here at these levels, at these levels, at these levels. These are all the whales. This is the buy the red, sell the green people. These are the smart people buying right now. They do not know. They have no friggin' clue, and they'll tell you first things first. They have no clue whether 30,000 is a low. They don't care. They don't give a shit, because they're looking at it. If you look back historically at when we've come off 50% of our highs on Bitcoin and looked a year later, 2 years later, you've multiplied your money over and over again. We are halfway down on our money, buying at 32,000 and putting that coin away and looking back in a year or two. It's I don't want to tell you it's a no-brainer. It's not financial advice. You've got to figure this out for yourself. But that's when you buy. This is buying the red. This is the proverbial buying the red. Had you done it here, I don't know. We could test this 20,000. But if you bought at 30,000, it goes back up to 60,000 at the end of the year. Do you care? You didn't buy the bottom. So what? Do I think the bull market is returning? Is price up? Okay. Do I think the bull market is returning? I think the bull market is going to return. You look at this the 1 week Bitcoin. Let's go back to this. We talked about this. Look at that MACD. The MACD is the moving average convergence divergence line down here. Really negative, turning lighter red. Lighter red, and you can see, when was the last time we did that? We turned from green right over here, green to red. Boom. We turned from red to green all the way down. These are long-term. By the way, these are a longer-term trend. The longer, take out a pen. No, don't bother. You're not going to take out a pen. The longer the trend, the stronger the trend. Okay? The longer the trend, the stronger the trend. You're going to see a lot of these coins that we're looking at right now have multiple drawings on them. I've got multiple drawings on Link. Let's look at this. Link going into a 4-hour chart. So we have multiple drawings on Link, right? And what are they? Some of these are longer term. Look at these longer term ones. Link goes all the way back from its high back in May. That is a pretty strong trend line that we are down. It took a lot for us to break over that trend line. Okay, we broke over it. We're continuing to trade down on Link, right? We're continuing to trade down on Link, but we're trading on the north side, on the bullish side, on the positive side of that trend line, getting nearer this breakthrough. Here's a short-term trend line that we've just broken through. It is not super strong. It's sitting there, but we have now broken through this shorter-term trend line right here. We've broken through this, and now we're looking, are we making another trend? Are we breaking another trend line in here where we start going north? You have to look at it that way. You have to look at the shorter-term trend lines as directional changes, but really for a longer-term change and a stronger change, you need to have that longer trend line. Look at Bitcoin. We talk about this over and over again. I can't keep, let me go to the weekly charts. Let me go to the weekly charts in Bitcoin. What do we look at here? This is like this or not, this trend line started back here. This is a long-term trend line of Bitcoin. This is a hugely long-term, very, very strong trend line. Look at this. All the way up, bouncing off of this trend line. Bouncing off of this trend line after the 2017. Bouncing off of this trend line in 2019, summer 2019. This right here is COVID. That time is COVID right there. We came back up to the trend line. We've gotten away from it. Well, look what we're doing. That doesn't mean we have to touch these long-term trend lines, but I will tell you this is a super, super strong trend line that we are working on, this long-term trend line. We go away from it, we come back to it, we trade right on it for an extended period of time. That is super important, and these are super strong trend lines. Now you get down to these, to the shorter-term trend lines where they're not as strong and resistant and supportive as we'd like to see. But here you go. We've broken through this trend line. We've broken through this. Now, have we made another trend? We talked about this. We need volume. I need this volume to keep going. This push out of everything that we've done right here, everybody asking, this push right here is huge. We're overbought. Look at this. We're in an extreme overbought situation here, yet Bitcoin still pushing up to this 32.5 level, 32.3. I don't know if we hold it. Let's see if we hold it. But if not, we really want to focus on holding this downward trend line and breaking this and moving back to the upside. Tons of coins like this looking through. Ethereum, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, by the way, is trailing everything. Look at Ethereum away from, Ethereum has not, well, Bitcoin has broken through its downward trend line, its long-term downward trend line. Ethereum has not gotten to it yet. Ethereum is still working on getting to this downward trend line to even break it. This is a short-term trend. This right here we broke through, but that's a 2-week trend. That's nothing. That's not a super strong trend line to be looking at. So what do we have here? Yeah, we've broken through. We'll probably come back down and retest this. Maybe we can get up to this trend line around 2080, and then we have to see where we go. But again, Bitcoin is trading in an extreme overbought situation. It can continue for a while. Ethereum is trading in an extreme overbought. Bitcoin has done the exact same thing and continued to trade there. Where will volume come from when we hit bottoms? I get, one thing that Elon said is first time it came out is that Tesla and SpaceX both have Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So where does the volume come in? I think the selling volume that all the whales are buying right now is coming in from the retail investors. The selling is coming from the retail investors, the whales, the corporations, anybody who's bought in an actual Bitcoin, a full Bitcoin, a person of that buying in, spending over 30, 40, 50. Those aren't whales, but they're people who are looking more long-term and not trading. I think those people are going to come in and start buying more. I think it's the retail investors that are going to come in and start buying more on top of what the whales are buying. Corporations will start coming in. I think the whales have been buying down. The whales aren't chasing. Michael Saylor is not chasing Bitcoin up going, shit, I got to get more. And he's been buying down here. He's got $500 billion, $500 million. He's got $500 million sitting there waiting to buy Bitcoin. They're buying it. They're doing this. Alameda Research, Benjamin Fried, I think it's Benjamin Fried. I apologize if I got the name wrong. He said they're buying it down here. They announced it's on his Twitter feed. Sam Trabucco. He said we're buying it down here at 30,000. 30,000 is a mental bottom. for Bitcoin. That's what they're calling it, a mental bottom for Bitcoin. That's it. Nobody says that it's not going to trade at 29,000 or 28,000. Nobody's saying that. They're saying that 30,000 is a mental bottom and it's a good place to be buying Bitcoin. So I feel the same. I just happen to personally feel that Ethereum is the better on the upside move here, and I continue to buy Ethereum at these levels and have been for the past couple weeks, and will continue to buy Ethereum for as we keep going in this sideways motions. So I'm actually encouraged by this sideways motion. Let it go for another while, but that's because I'm just looking for more opportunities to buy Ethereum at these levels. ADA. Sorry about that. So here you go. Look at ADA. These are all short-term charts. We can look. ADA is outside of this long-term trend line that we have gotten into. We need to see ADA get back up into this long-term trend line that we want to see, this long-term trading zone that we had been in for quite some time. I think I just moved around a little bit, but I'll clean up later. We've got this we broke down here. We've been downward trending. We came back up. We dipped all the way down. Now we're back in this little upward trend, but these are short-term patterns. These are not long-term patterns. These are not, long-term trading zones. We're looking at ADA to get back into this trading pattern. Matic, I don't even know what you say here about Matic. This is huge. You talk about a coin that is exploding back. Matic is like, anybody who owned Matic Matic was basically saying, yeah, no, we're not trading down at this level anymore. The Matic was literally sitting there going, yeah, nah, I don't think we deserve to be down at 60, 70 cents. We're screw this, we're out of here. And look at volume to support it. This is the volume that you want to see. This is the volume that you want to see in Bitcoin. And while you're seeing it, do you see enough of this in Bitcoin compared to the what you're seeing in Matic? Matic has definitely got some strong volume coming in here, pushing these out of these trading ranges, pushing these through this downward trend line, which is huge. Obviously, this downward trend line was a big one. We talked about it yesterday at Lunch on the Block. Guys, if you could hit the like button down below, I keep forgetting to tell everybody that. I got to get used to it. This is Lunch on the Block. We're here noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, about a half hour every day, talking about crypto, news of the world, trading, and whatever else we want to talk about today. I've got to, of course, address Dogecoin because I can't not address Dogecoin. Please, as you come in, hit that like button. Let everybody know over on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook that you like these videos and you like these live shows, and more people will finally be able to see us as we get shadow banned. I'm sure of that. But, of course, we've got to look at Dogecoin because it's, I've got to tell you something. Even I listened to a guy named Benjamin Cowan. He's even like, this just keeps going. And the argument that Elon made on the case was that it's a cheaper form, and maybe it becomes. And he's talking about that the coin that made everybody saw the TikTok where he's getting interviewed on the Twitter video where he's getting interviewed on the street, and he says, look, it'd be funny if the coin that was, made to basically mock cryptocurrencies became the default cryptocurrency. And, it's got a lower cost. It could easily be used for transactions. At this point, I don't know how this becomes this, but we've broken through this downward trend line. And, as much as I don't like Doge, we've broken through this downward trend line. This is a long downward trend line, guys. This goes all the way back to, I think this goes all the way back to the high right here. We keep bouncing off it, bouncing, and we broke through it. So Doge has broken through that trend line. Let's see if it can hold. It's a huge thing for it to hold that trend line where we are, and that'd be a big thing for Doge to do it. But unfortunately, overbought, positive MACD turning a little green, and then this is your big problem. We talk about this over and over again. That's your big problem. As we move sideways, volume has started to really, really dry up. XRP, of course, we're going to start definitely looking into following XRP a lot closer as I believe we're probably getting closer to the settlement of some sort into this SEC lawsuit. but XRP is pushing up against this downward trend line. And does it have enough push to get it up and over this downward trend line? Look at this volume coming in. So these are huge, and you're going to see me pointing this over and over again. Volume coming in on these. This is it. What else do you want to do? You've got volume, people. This is technical analysis. Volume coming in tells me that people want to buy this. That's people want to buy this. I don't actually. The question before was, is this corporations? Excuse me. Who's going to be doing all this buying? I don't care. For now, I mean, I do care, but for now, I'm looking at this and volume is coming in. You can see the volume. It's telling you there's an interest at this level, and we don't think it should be this cheap. There's a group of people that think that XRP shouldn't be this cheap, and not only that, they're going to willing to put their money behind it. Okay, so that's huge. Again, as you're coming in, please hit the like button. The more likes we get on these videos, the more subscribers we get, the more we get distributed out to all of our viewers. Okay, what else do we have to cover today? What else is exciting? Anything you want to take a look at? Please leave a comment down below. Of course, the beast of them all, Solana. So if I've got to now pick, as the markets change, and market changes rapidly, and the market changes rapidly here, but as we look at this, my top three right now are for movement: Ethereum, Matic, and Solana. Ethereum, Matic, and Solana. Ethereum probably is trading the worst out of all three of those, but Matic and Solana, look at the volume on Solana. Look at the volume on Matic. They're the same thing. This is it. This is the volume. This is what you want to see. ETH, yeah, ETH's got some ways to go, but my ETH like is more of a long term. I believe ETH to be the coin of the long term, even though Solana and Matic are, going after that market. So it's, but those are my coins. Those are the ones. They look like beasts. They absolutely look like beasts. More so, we can look down at Luna, BNB. They all trade really nicely, but none of them have the volume that Ethereum. Dot is obviously moving up, but Dot moves so contiguously with Bitcoin. You're so lockstep with Bitcoin. Good. If we take a look again, let's take just a quick look. Last thing before I wrap up, look at Solana from its drop. Let's go to Solana from its drop right here. Solana up in 48 hours, up 27%. Matic is up. I don't even want to tell you what it's up because I don't even know off the top of my head, but it's up an enormous amount. Let's take a quick look at. I need to know what it's up now. So Matic up to its high right there, but currently Matic is up 50% from its low. It was up as high as 53% off of its low just 48 hours ago. That is it. Can Matic go to $50 a coin? So I'm going to address this. I'm not going to answer that question. Justin asked, can Matic go to $50 a coin? My answer is no. Why do I say that? And could it go? Yeah, that's my answer in the short term is no. And I'm taking out a pen and paper because I've got to go do this quickly in front of you. Where is Polygon? Let's go. Polygon right now is the 18th biggest coin. It has a $5.7 billion market cap. $5.7 billion market cap. And it's trading at 90 cents. For the sake of this argument, let's say that Matic is trading at $1. It'll make my numbers quite much easier, okay? Can Matic, so for the sake of this argument, please bear with me on this. So that means for Matic to go from $1 to $50, we're 50xing it. If we 50x almost a $6 billion coin, and again, give me the benefit of the doubt here, although we're looking at a $6 billion coin, 50xing it, we're going into $300 billion. We're at 300 billion. Let's look at these numbers. Market cap, market cap, market cap. We're getting up there. Where do we go at $300 billion? Today, do you think Matic should be more valuable than Bitcoin? I get these questions all the time. And when I see people go, Shiba's going to a penny. Well, why? Doge is going to $5. Doge goes to $5, by the way. Doge is bigger than Bitcoin. And while I'm not even making a long-term prediction or anything like that, I'm just saying that it's not happening right now. Could Matic go to 50? By the way, Matic goes to 50. I'm doing backflips down my front lawn, and I'll videotape it. I'll do the TikTok. I'll do the TikTok of the hospital, the ambulance coming, and the hospital stay that I'll have to do. But I swear I will be doing backflips down. And I have a big front lawn that goes down the hill. I will be doing backflips down that lawn if Matic goes to 50, and I will do a TikTok of all the following events that go along with it. So when you say, can Matic go to 50? Can Bitcoin, can Doge go to this? Can Bitcoin go to that? I mean, Vitalik was just on Ethereum and on the Ethereum channel. Vitalik was just on, and the conversation was about Ethereum going to 20. So now Ethereum going to 20. Think about this. 20,000, by the way. I'm at 20,000. Ethereum going to 20,000 is basically 10xing Ethereum. That means 10xing $235 billion. That means 10xing means you're getting to $2.3 trillion. $2.3 trillion for Ethereum. The global crypto market currently is $1.3 trillion. We were up, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we were up at right around $2 trillion when in May. The market cap was right around 2.1 trillion or so. You're talking about Ethereum going up to $2.3 trillion by itself. And you got to know if that Ethereum's going up to, and this is where I look, and I fully support it, because I think that Ethereum is going to jump Bitcoin. I think it's going to switch Bitcoin, flip Bitcoin, and Ethereum will be the leading crypto within 12 to 24 months. That said, now you've got Ethereum going. You're talking about a big run in the crypto market. And if Ethereum gets to 20,000, you're talking about a Bitcoin that's going to 100, 150, 200,000, some crazy number that Bitcoin's going to have to go to get to that level. So that's it. So whenever I hear these crazy numbers, when I hear can Matic go to 50? Sure, Matic can go to 50. The question is, where's Bitcoin? Where's Binance? Where's all these other coins if Matic's going to go to 50? If everybody can please hit the like button down below, especially on YouTube and on Facebook, I would really appreciate it. Give us a follow. We are live noon, lunch on the block. Now, a quick announcement. Tomorrow, due to prior engagement, prior commitments, I will not be here for lunch on the block. We will be coming live later in the day. We'll make the announcement probably around 5, 6 o'clock. Market wrap up for the week. So we will not be live tomorrow at noon, but starting next Monday, we will be live every noon, lunch on the block, Monday through Friday. We'll be answering your questions, taking Q&A, going through the news of the day, and talking about the crypto markets and where we see them trading. Okay, guys, that is it for the day. We've had a fun 40 minutes. I've had a fun 40 minutes. Please hit the like button down below. Invite a friend tomorrow. Thank you, everybody on TikTok. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. Oh, Facebook camera's over here, too. Thank you, Facebook camera, too. Sorry about that. And, guys, over on TikTok, over on YouTube, and over on Facebook, whether you have multi-cameras going or whatever you want, you can see all the charts that we're looking at and the markets that we're looking at. Bitcoin is, I don't think this is right. It hasn't seemed to have moved. Let me refresh this. Let me refresh. Bitcoin 32,321, ETH 2018. That is it. Everybody, lunch on the block tomorrow. No, lunch on the block will not be tomorrow. Lunch on the block tomorrow will be dinner on the block around 5, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then starting Monday through Friday, lunch on the block, noon Eastern Standard Time. Everybody, have a great day. Take care, guys. Bye.